Hello YouTube! So welcome back to Beyond All Reason, another cast by myself today on the map that I've tried to avoid as much as I could because there's just so much to talk about, Supreme Isthmus. So this is the map. It's one of the most popular maps there is, and it's quite difficult to find a game that is really good on this map, because usually the game gets decided by someone not knowing the meta and not knowing what to build and how to play it, because it's just way more specific. So let's say before we start the game, I just wanted to show you the starting positions and what they are doing. So at the here at the midpoint of the map, earliest front, we have J-King and Prince Orange, who is going to be front players. So these players will not focus much on eco, will try to focus on units, try to get this huge reclaim field, and push their opponents or try to prevent them from pushing. Here in the midpoint there are two other spots. One of them is a geo spot, which is usually a tech that is trying to assist the mid lane with some tech 2 units, and a pond. And the pond is usually spawning in the pond here and providing team with some tidal generators to the front players and some others as well sometimes. Then there are two C players which are focusing on C lanes, trying to go this route and hold the C, because if that's not held, the C players can just bully these players in the mid. And in the back line there are air player spot here and the eco spot here. Eco and air is mostly on the air support and on the economy of the team, trying to provide some, let's say, insurance in the late game if games gets that far. They are providing the units, support wherever is needed. So let's dive in and let's see what our teams are getting into. So this game we have a Legion enabled, so there's some Legion commanders which are taking some metal extractors, Armada here is double Armada on the front, so I'm expecting some Centurions, which is quite common meta on this map, with maybe some rocket bots or maybe Janus, that's also good. Yeah. So if Beyond All Reason is strategy game, let's say for example like Warcraft 3, then playing Supreme Isthmus is like playing Defense of the Ancients, Dota. It's so different from other lane maps and it's played so often that it developed its own metagaming. So we can see that few first scouts, this cute guy, Wheelie, are already on front, and there is some skirmishing. So minute 1 and we already see some action going. Pond players, they are just providing the energy to the front players. It's kind of a commie situation. I think it's usually players hate commie, but they just love getting title boosted on Supremes. So you can see that we have a bit discrepancy in the open skill rating, where 47 open skill and 27 is against our worst players here on the red team, 15 and 15. So it's going to be very tough for them, but if they hold, it means that the C players, which is on the other side very better for the red team, because stuns 29 OS is probably better than Aqua 6 with 17, and similar Deluxe Lasse with 2 question marks is probably worse than another Ether here. with 15 OS. Although question marks just means that person didn't play that much. So you can see some raid happening here. Tick sniped some metal extractor, tried to take down the constructor as well, but was unable to. And we can already see something that's usually not that good on this map, like 2 laps. Like it's not very helpful to have 2 maps on the 9 metal income, as that's very low in general to produce from both of them. We can see that one is idle. He probably wanted a few constructors, and yeah, we can probably ignore that as it's the question mark player. And JJ King just got his base raided by blitzes. He still has, well, nothing. He has a commander and 1 tank, and the blitz is still going on town on the brown player. Commander as expected. It's very difficult. And the Legion gunship cleaned that up from Naughty Toast. So Eagle player, which is me in this case, is mostly focusing on trying to get the T2 lab as fast as possible, and providing T2 constructors to the team or any support needed. What is common on this spot is that the guy is just AFK building base, not really helping the team. Not almost excited, but in the late game he basically mostly plays the old map. Commander self-destructed. So let's check out what the sea is going. So here we can see Ether is going into the sea. He had a quite long journey. He also went for a bot lap as well. Battle, pause. Hopefully he'll reclaim it. And Suns, he's in the sea against Aqua already. Managed to grab island here. This island is uncontested. But we can see that the mid is looking really bad. Well, or good, depending if you root for the blue team or red team. I myself will be rooting for red team, as I'm on that team. So go red, right? Janus missiles here are very good at cleaning up. They just dip in whenever they have a cooldown to shoot, and they mostly kill anything that they shoot at because it's high damage. You can see here the rocket bots with some Centurions in the mix to prevent overrunning of them, and a brown player needs to retreat, all because of the JJ King's base being destroyed earlier. And now we can see that 3, 4, 5, 6 Genesis are marching on the base, and this Decurion didn't stand a chance against that high DPS. It looks very bad. I think if all 6 shoot at the commander will die. I can see the commander cloaking, but since he's on front, he doesn't have any energy production to sustain himself in the cloak. As cloak does spend a lot of energy. It does spend like 100 energy per second if you stand, and if you move, it's 1000. So he can probably stand in it. Commander self-destructed. Yeah, he decided to reclaim his lab, as this is not looking good. Blue Hot Dog is pushing into Prince Orange, and his base is getting wrecked. And we can see the red Geo player went for T2, and he's producing some bull tanks to hopefully stop it. I think that's a good choice to get the bull tank out, because you need something to push back those units. Some air battle happening as well, because the air was helping with the gunships, so enemy air sent fighters to intercept. Now we can see the bull tank is helping to push Hot Dog back, because it's very high DPS. And it's difficult to hit tank that's moving with rocket bots. But now the big push here is happening. Some medium tanks and a Genesis. It's quite deadly composition. On the back of it, everything that died here is getting reclaimed, which is also nice work. And Epic Tyrannus is trying to do some D-guns to stop this push, which does help. So here we can see some cooperation. I'm trying to create some gunslingers, and Airplayer is then moving to get this gunslinger in position to help with this push. Basically, one player is already out of the game, JJ King. He has only his boosted titles and a commander. But he's trying. Like, he still isn't dead. And the gunslinger T2 unit, which is mostly very good against T1 swarms. Like, it's not the greatest T2 unit, but it's really nice early. So you can see that 2 gunslingers now trying to stop this, with also help of the bull from Duke Maniac. And one thing that's very good with the gunslingers is that they do regenerate their health if they're not in combat. Oh shoot, almost died. Also the C player is trying to position his ships to help
Commander
out.
Destroyed.
Because his enemy is quite passive, so he has the space to do it. And it's helping out nicely, so JJ King can start reclaiming his side of the map. While on the mid side we can see there are some Mausers, and those Mausers are trying to push back against the blue team. Also C from Suns. As you can see, there's a lot of things happening. We can see the enemy eco player decided to build some hounds, which are great skirmishing bots with a nice range. And there are some commanders that went down. Another one.
Commander destroyed.
It's a hug of death here in the mid lane. So in the back line, it's mostly just chill, aside from that few units that I gave out and few gunships and air superiority that Naughty Toast did. On the enemy side, you can also see that there are some gunships, but not that much of air fighters. So any bombing would be deadly. Some Fiends were produced by the Geo player. Not the greatest choice, probably, as they are going to get cleaned up by the ships.
Self-destructed.
Not the greatest unit to fight ships. And the Starlight. That's a hell of a unit. It's a long range tachyon laser. It's quite deadly. You can see the Fiends are closing in. But there are some gunslingers that are trying to prevent this happening. They were shared, probably those. They are those first ones that I gave out to Epic Tyrannus, and they were handed to JJ King. You can see some res bots are trying to resurrect the commander that died. JJ King received a commander from Epic Tyrannus. And one seal looks to be one from Suns, and other sea is still fighting, but there is a flank here going to his base. Let's see if the enemy sees it. They are dots, so radar was able to spot it, but we can see that some of the forces were drawn back. These are Dolphins, Armada, fast assault corvette, which is great at flanking. Let's probably get a lot of done here. So enemy backline still scaling, trying to get the first advanced fusion up here, scaling with some winds and basic converters. We already have advanced fusion for air ferry here, and on the other side we just have winds for now, no fusions. We are building some anti-nuke with combined forces of both of our constructors. And the red player is trying to get some more fusions to fuel into the front. Rattlesnake is a great turret to stop anything. You can see the range is huge, so it will cover this max not being taken, this max not being taken as well, which are very heavy on metal. It's 4.3. All of the maxes here are 2.3, except for the maxes ones in the mid, which are 4.3. I think it's these. You can see a lot of fighters here trying to cover middle in case of any bombing runs. And speaking of bombing runs, we have a bombing run that is in preparation. So these are Phoenixes, heavy assault heat ray bomber. Let's take a look what they will accomplish, because it's quite a unique bomber in bar. As most of the bombers are just regular bombers. It's still no time to go. I reckon that the air fire ferry wants to have some more fighters to kill the yellow fighters here. Also, I have produced some snipers in the back, and we positioned them here on the mountain. Although it's probably wasn't that needed, because we did push back quite nicely. The pond player started to spam scout units for vision for all of these T2 starlights, which are then reigning supreme. Hot Dog managed to get up Rattlesnake here, which is really good at fending this sort of attack, because it cannot be easily attacked here. We might see some bombing, because that's probably the best way to bomb. So let's see. You can see the bombers are coming in. Those are Legion T1 suicide bombers. Again, quite unique, as they just obliterated this Rattlesnake. I think that would be a go for the green player to commence his bombing now, because Naughty Toast lost a lot of fighters in this, trying to cover from his for his bombers, and now we can see the Phoenixes coming in. Heat rays are going down this commander.
Commander destroyed.
And the commander is down, so that's a 1 kill. Oh no, it's a bit derpy around mountains. And where are we going next? Another commander Yes.
Commander destroyed.
Another commander down. Now going for some eco. And the see, yellow don't have enough air fighters to clean it up. So these are basically uncontested. Another fusion down. And this looks like a goodbye for red player. Yes. Because that was advanced geo, which is going around with a boom. So now our team, it's quite equalized again, since we won mid, won both of the seas, and now the enemy bombed 2 our bases, few commanders. But what we are doing, we are sharing with our red player and our epic Tyrannus player some eco from the back. As a good eco players, you should try to help out the team if they want to still continue playing when their base blow up. They still can provide a lot of APM, micro, units and decision making that you would have to do. So Naughty Toast here providing some of the air constructors to help build them up, and I provided some fusion reactors, converters, and some winds that I'm building in the back. It's quite safe here, although if those bombers came my way, they probably get some of this as well. Resbots are patching up this commander who died in the mid, and another one here as well. So now the tables have quite turned, because usually on this map, if you lose both seas, it's very difficult to get back in the game. So here we can see some amphibious units, ducks, that are coming into the sea, trying to get help and secure this 5,000 metal that has been here from the base lost, which is a good part on how we do it part. But if the mid pushes, it's gonna be difficult, because here the Starlights cleaned all of this up. Hot Dog's base is down, he's on 2 metal per second, which is probably just the commander. Yeah, commander is 2 metal. So his only production is having a commander, which isn't good, as his opponents are on here 95 metal, 30 metal, which is a huge difference. He's also getting mown down from the sea. Aqua here got out of the sea. He's scaling in the back, trying to get some ducks, hopefully back into the sea. And the enemy decided to do double air. So now the eco player is also air player, and they're sharing the fighters together. And with these nuclear bombers, they're probably going for some plays. On our red side, I've started to produce some marauders, because if you lose the sea, it's really good to just send marauders either way, here, here, or here into the base, just completely going away from mid. Which we didn't see that the mid is such a barrel place of units, like there's basically nothing here, so we could have probably pushed with marauders even through mid. Would be very fine. So did we see where those nuclear bombers went? Not yet. So here we see scaling, a lot more aphysis, advanced fusion reactors, which is quite common on this map. Like a lot of backline players and also the midline players are just pumping advanced fusions. It's the first one here for Naughty Toast. I have one as well, but mostly relying on the wind, which is quite good on this map. Like it can be 19, and here it's almost 19, which is great. And the nuclear bomber seems to go into the action now. So So we have some preparations here. It seems it has been shared again. And Scout Whisper is coming in to see what's going on. Naughty Dose is ready to intercept the Scout, but the Scout does see the Marauders coming into the sea. And we are trying to do some flanking with those Marauders, like attacking on multiple fronts, which is great. Naughty Dose pulling them back, I think it's to get them on the shore to help against fighters, as they do have some anti-air attack, we might see, or not. Okay, we have some asks for AA. Usually if your air player is telling you to build AA, you should build AA, because they know that what's coming is going to be hard to defend, and he needs some help within your bases. He was prepared very nicely, a lot of flak, so fighters are coming to different routes. Me, on the other hand, was not really producing any anti-air. I ignored him. I do now. But it was very, very late. Some torpedo bombers here trying to help with securing the sea, because those ducks are still coming in, trying to bully him out, which is good on his part. Like, you shouldn't let the sea players just do whatever he wants, as it can get ugly really, really bad. And now those Marauders are preparing on 3 fronts, so mid lane, left sea, and right sea as well. There's some this Scout is seeing everything, and this fighter is just dancing around. That's funny. Like, he's trying to kill him, but he just cannot adjust his he cannot turn hard enough to fight him. It's funny. So let's see. So these Marauders went this way because this is heavily fortified here. It's probably not that good idea to go into it. Oh, no, he's coming back. And here Naughty Toast and Griff, myself, are trying to push. So my target is to disable these 2 bases. But if that's if there is possibility, I also want to kill the air or eco player. But we'll see how this happens. So Marauders coming out of the sea, straight into the base. There are some heat rays bombers trying to stop them, but yeah, advanced. We are seeing a second explosion, but on the other side of the advanced geothermal. And the nuclear bomber are really good at dismantling this. And now the yellow and pink also putting their Marauders to work, surrounding everything. And yeah, it's very difficult to clean up because the nuclear bomber can just drop 1 bomb. And it seems that all of the build power here is dead. Pink is wrecking whatever remnants of hot dog space, while Aqua is chilling here in the back. There is still 1 Marauder, and he's going on town. But there is a commander, so quite possibility of getting degunned. But if microed well, that shouldn't happen, because yeah, you can see the range is bigger on the Marauder. Apologies. And yeah, Marauder was cleaned up, but he did manage to kill a few staff here. Heavy convertible tank boat, Triton, was produced by Red Player and also helped with the Marauder push. some forgotten units here, probably. Yeah, one Marauder is just chilling, but enemy eco already pulling the Razor backs, and they are way better than Marauders, so it's going to be cleaned up. So here now in red team's backline, you can see still some ideas of scaling. Still doing wind farms. We've completed this one, just chilling some of the build power and going into more fusions. The Legion fusions looking so good. It's kind of become messy a bit compared to the Armada ones. Let's not focus on how beautiful Aphis is. Like, everybody wants to build them anyway. I don't want to give anyone more ideas to build those. Some Satyrs here, which are baby thugs. They have a gun of the thug, but HP of a grunt or pawn, so they're very high DPS, but low HP. So quite nice at running through here, where there's no resistance. And green player is getting ready for Hail Mary nuclear launcher. Because from his previous air raids, he's seen, like you can see these yellow circles here, where the anti-nuke is. So we've seen that there's no anti-nuke coverage anywhere here or anywhere here. So he has a lot of places to hit. There's one anti-nuke here that we saw earlier when we tried to get it up together. But let's see what it accomplished. It's almost loaded. Trying to redeem the team. Although it's not looking good, we've seen flagships, also one of the units that's quite common on Supremes. When the C is 1, the player can create these flagships, which has a huge range. They basically from the C can destroy everything. While Sun's here, he opted out to get Marauders instead. So let's see. Is the nuke ready? Yeah, the nuke is launching. While enemies at the doorstep, the nuke hoping to get, and it looks like it's coming for Epic Tyrannus. And that was a huge explosion. It's always so cool to see a nuke landing. Now, again, some sharing here, some winds, some fusions, some converters, so he can get up and he can still play the game. You can also see that Naughty Toast also shared some units, and we are still in back, chilling, scaling, also doing double air, as I kind of identified that that might be a Hail Mary that they will try since the green player was so good. But he opted to get some more nukes, which paid off. Like, the guy lost his base, but we're still quite heavily favored on the metal per second, energy per second. There is no player here, no player here, no player here, no player here. And this is getting destroyed as we speak. And it's quite a mayhem here. I'm not seeing any more plays from Aqua player. Like, these ducks were either killed or not contributed much. But yeah, as a 17 OS, he's probably not equipped to handle this kind of situation. But he's trying. He's getting some fiends, some grunts to stop this. Yep, and those AFK butlers decided to go across the map and start reclaiming the dead bases to fuel some more. And another nuke, I almost missed it. Goes for GG King. And again, we want to keep him in the game, so we're going to share some stuff, some wins, maybe some converters. Yeah, and he has enough eco to continue playing. Epic Tyrannus also got some extra converters, not converters, constructors to assist. And we missed a big bombing run. It's just so much happening here. So this was, I think it was yeah, these heavy assault heat ray bombers that dismantled both of these bases. And we are done. Enemy team with 99% lead, you just cannot win back. So I hope you like this game. Apologies for missing that finisher bombing run. It's quite annoying on my side. I did remember that this is what happened, but yeah, I was focusing on trying to show that you can still help your players when their bases get destroyed by gifting some of the constructors, and as it's good to help them still play the game. So thanks for watching. If you're still here, like, subscribe, whatever, comment if you like the game. I'm not sure if I'm going to do more Supreme Isthmus casts. It's usually, as I said, quite volatile. Like, one person doesn't know the map and their team loses, which might happen here as well. Like, Aqua wasn't really that well here on his lane, but he did try to get into C, so, and the enemy as well, so looked good. Thanks, and bye.